What's up, guys? Vic, Cambodian holiday. Didn't really do any hunting today, so coffee. I figured I think you guys have been digging on it, so I'm gonna make a shit of interest video. Okay, I think a lot of people that I know agree that vans are sick. Just everything to do with vans is just really cool. So I'm going to devote this to shit I think is cool, and you guys let me know in the comments below if you dig vans like I do. But I'm going to start out with just whatever. Alright, I'd gotten a bag of cars from a customer that they get excited about this shit when they see in here, you know. For example, they see this stuff everywhere you look in my tattoo room. There's cars and shit laying everywhere, so it excites people too, which is kind of cool. So they bring me stuff, and this dude brought me a box of cars, a bag of cars, whichever, and these things were minty like the things he brought me. One of the things he brought me was this old Matchbox Coca-Cola van. I mean, this shit's mint. Like, I remember having some of these little off-road vans when I was a kid. Super sick. And obviously that fella don't have an Instagram or a YouTube channel, so I can't really give him any thanks, but you know, he's my client and he's really cool. Also, he brought me some old played with condition things, and he said he felt kind of embarrassed bringing those, and I was like, oh hell no, man. I'm like, because a lot of that'll be from my childhood. I totally appreciate anything anybody gives me, but well, this one was sick. Still got tampos on both sides. It's so old, the side pipes and stuff, and the chrome is starting to turn red where the chrome dip came off. Still like it though. I'd never actually seen one of this particular variation until he brought me one. And then this guy here, I remember having several of these as a kid, and I always loved the ones with the flames. And I also have a really nice one that I got from the dirt mall. A little bit of the tampos are missing, a couple flea bites, but I mean, you can't go wrong. And anybody that collected these back in the day knows that there was the matching little hot rod. I have a mint. It's weird, the black ones are a little worse shape than the white ones in both, because I have a mint, almost mint van, and a totally mint one of these guys here. It's weird. Why can't I just get some black ones, you know? But whatever, not complaining. I would like to find some black ones that are clean, but I remember this guy here when I was a kid. I used to have any gray hubbed real rider with Goodyears I could find as a kid, or white hub I would buy. And they just recently made this into the Princess Leia, but the door doesn't open anymore. But the old white hub original rider got the dog hanging out in that bitch. And even though that's not one of my favorite vans, it is a childhood memory, and it has an opening feature, and it has a dog in it, so go figure. I'm a sucker for little tiny animals and people and whatnot, as you already know. And then of course the old hitch and tow, very, very nice rendition of a realistic van. Super cool. Plain but cool. Simple. And then I think it was Country Road or County Roads, whichever, because they've changed it to one or the other, but this thing's pretty sick. They got a white one out now, but I think this one, if you look at old trucking magazines and van magazines, this was like a legitimate factory paint job. It's nuts. I've seen an actual article where that was the actual paint job on this thing from the dealership. Crazy. But and then I've got a habit of especially my vans and pickup trucks, the way this old school retro movie entertainment van is. This is something that really baffles the shit out of me, Mattel. This has a metal base. The Super Moon Eyes van don't. I mean, why not just go ahead and put a metal base on it when this is not a Super? I don't get it. I think it was when I first started watching all these videos, I think it was Gabba Devil that took one of the old school vans, changed the windows in it because the Super has a see-through roof. The old school van has like a black or like a charcoal deal. So I think he put the darker one in it and put that base on the Super, and it actually looked pretty badass. I mean, I'm sure there were people wigging out because he drilled out a Super, but it's what makes you happy, you know what I mean? Some people don't want to open stuff, and I can dig that. There's, hell, in this video there's some shit I'm going to show you that I just can't bring myself to open it because I only have one, but there's people that'll have 16 of one thing and they still won't open it. If I've got 3 of something, I'm opening it, at least one, to play with. They always look better out of the thing. Well, my buddy Zach that works here, I apprenticed him years ago, and he's one of my dear friends, and he collects a little. He doesn't hardcore collect like us idiots, but we did a little trade, and he gave me this Masters of the Universe, and if you look in there, it was in another one of my videos, there's a little tiny car. You can see it a little bit right there inside there. So whatever thrift store, flea market, wherever he found it, dirt mall, whatever, some little kid had not played hard with it because there's not a single flea bite on this entire van, but he somehow managed to put a little miniature car smaller than a micro machine inside. And when I traded him, he said, you know, you could always get some tweezers and get that out. And I was like, no, man, I'm leaving that in there. That's part of the trade. It's staying in there. Some kind of little car with flames on it. It's crazy. Well, then, of course, I've got this thing about, if it's not a Super, make it look like a Super. Or like how I did this Superbird here. Before Tex Tanner found me a Super Roadrunner Superbird, I made one. And I feel that way about certain castings, 55 Chevys, pickup trucks, different race cars and such. I have to make them look like a Super or like a pop culture. I think it really brought this van out. This thing was already sick. It was just those really lame mainline wheels that kind of gated up a bit. But all in all, I think that worked out nice. And then I got this through a local trade. I don't know, just something about it. This is one of my favorite wheels that the Hot Wheels makes. But sometimes they're few and far between in finding these to get wheel donors. But those slot wheels and the Sugar Daddy is just really cool. One of the ones on my list to get, well, I think there's actually 2 color variations, is the Winds van. I think there's an orange one and a purple one. But it looks sick, and it's got those wheels on it. And then the same homie that traded me the Masters of the Universe picked this up at a grocery store, and he knows I love them. And he picked himself one up, picked me one up. I don't know if you guys have this or cracked it. When you crack this thing, you wouldn't think that a piece of clear plastic would block something as little as paint, but those cacti on there are candy green. It looks so sick out of the pack compared to being inside that blister. It's just really weird how that is. And of course, another local trade, I wound up with the Archie, which the wheel choice is the same as I got on that one, but just really nice metallic blue scallop paint. Not even bad as far as a pop culture. A lot of times they go ape shit with the tampos and just put way too many on there. But and then this one, not a lot of people like this van. I like it because it's freaky and it's like straight 70s or whatever, but I like it. A lot of people don't dig on it. It's just funky. But I dig it. I didn't I think there's one after this. Yeah, the candy set. There's one. I didn't get it, but this blue one's super clean with a looks like scallop paint on it. It's very nicely done. Thank you, Hot Wheels. No flames. And then of course I showed this in another video. It's so pretty that I don't want to crack it. It's like a violet blue. Who knows though, I might still crack it. It's really super cool. A friend of mine had just brought me some stuff from Florida. He came by, he brought me this out of his personal collection. He brought me a Super DeLorean and a Boss Super Mustang, which I need another one of because I want to crack. That is one of my favorite Supers. Even if it is cracked, I don't care. I want to find one of those. And then, people may not consider this a van, but to me the cool one's still a van. And I'm a Moon Eyes nut. I have most of the mainline things. This is a garage, or either garage or one of those from back in the day, but it's got Moon Eyes on it. I have all those station wagons and all that stuff. And I was just looking last night at some of the 100% Hot Wheels, and surely you guys know they're way more detailed than even Real Riders, Pop Cultures, and Supers. They're super detailed. Well, Tex Tanner had sent me a 56 Chevy that was awesome, so I was just looking up on Evil Bay like some of the 100% Hot Wheels out there, because I only have like 2, but they have a couple Moon Eyes sets, a couple Ed Roth Rat Fink sets, and I'm gonna have to jump on those one of these days. But long story short, back to the making the Super when you don't have a Super. I thought it only fair that you had moon discs on a Moon Eyes van, and I've been seeing a lot lately. Notice it's got some little red lines on it. Looks pretty nice together. I've been seeing a lot lately that people are talking about the I think it's a Datsun that's coming out, a new set that's coming out, and the Datsun has those on it, and they don't like them. But I think what it is real moon discs are made of aluminum. They're one-piece, full solid hubcaps that either snap on or bolt on, but they have aluminum finish, whereas these are plastic and just have like a silver finish. I've been working for years on a means to either making 1/25th scale ones or making ones for these. If I could find some way of punching them out to make them perfectly circular, I think a lot of people will change their mind on moon disc. If you slam a lowrider, or if you take a salt flat car like one of the land speed record vehicles, just about all of them had moon disc because for the aerodynamics and such. But a guy that worked here had a 65 Bonneville, and his thing was flat black, had the 421 in it, and had those moon discs, and it was the most beautiful thing. I was roommates with him at the time, and I drove this thing out to watch the dirt track races and whatnot, and people were shit their pants when they seen this big ass land speeder, land sled, land yacht, but it had those moon discs, and that gave it so much character. They're not even that expensive, but I'm rambling on, but I'm just trying to give you my appreciation of Moon Eyes and moon discs. And of course, the real Moon Super. This is definitely one of those. If I had one cracked or had another one, I think this and that Boss Mustang and the 55 gas are 3 of my absolute favorite Supers. And every time I get an extra Super gas or something comes up and I'm nice, and I either trade it off, or like recently I gave Bobby T my extra one, so I still have yet to been able to crack one. And I've got this big habit of like making Supers when I don't have one to crack, and this was one of the very first customs I ever did, and this is the very first 55 I ever customized getting into the hobby. But also we got the Falcon Club wagon. You guys know that most of the time these kind of M2 vans don't make it long with me before this happens to them. I actually think I'm gonna leave that one. It's just so clean, like some Brady Bunch shit or something. So I think I'm gonna leave that one. But one thing I think I'm gonna do to make it sick is put some curtains in the back. I think that would really enhance this thing. You guys tell me what you think, but really nice casting. And then just show that one more time. I've still got some weathering to do. You guys know me. I've got a tattoo I'm making, I think, for KP. Tex wants me to make him a little custom. I got a few people that want me to make them some, and I have to do it in my own time. It may seem a little selfish, but from time to time I have to make myself something as well. So I'm in between like all this different shit. I still have yet to finish this thing out. I don't know if you guys like that or not. Y'all let me know. But when that K-Day car came out the next day, I was already breaking out altered egos and all my weathering shit and all that. But still got to finish that one. Then there's this guy. I don't know how this one slipped under the radar for so long, but the Walmart that you guys liked my Marley video where I recently found the Pro Stock, this thing just resurfaced. Like it was laying there forever, and then it resurfaced, and I was like, it's a Mr. Gasket, why didn't I grab it? A lot of times when something's performance or racing parts like Moon Eyes or Mr. Gasket or STP, any of that kind of shit, I'm usually on that. And there was a guy that I used to have in my little local group that got too greedy, so I had to tell him to fuck off. But before he fucked off, this is one of the things that we get a little deal. I have a purple one too that's under major modification. I'm slamming the crap out of it. But yeah, so I might make another video today if I'm not doing anything. But you guys let me know what you think on all the crap I was talking about, and my Vans. Let me know if you dig them or not. And yeah, so there you go, brothers. Peace.